It's my lucky day. I'm here in Virginia with none other than Mike Dill. Big Mike, how's it going, buddy?
It is great. We got lots of good games going on here. Very competitive, and it's a beautiful day. A little warm, but everybody's getting by.
Let's talk softball, Mike Dill's technique number one. So let's talk about it. What do you got, bud?
Okay, so here's what I do. And something that we do when we talk about at the senior camps, we talk about people about hitting, is first thing, I hold the grip, hold the bat in my hands with a grip.
You got one finger off.
I got one finger off, and I got my hands really loose. Now, you can go one finger off, two finger off, overhead, whatever feels comfortable for you. I go one finger off just to give me a little bit more leverage. But the key is, if you watch my hands, hold the bat like you're holding a bird. You don't want to crush it, and you don't want it to fly away.
Well, look at your knuckles. You got your knockers lined up right now.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
And so what happens is, if you start out loose, when you go and you make contact, when you make contact, you're going to get tight.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you start out tight.
Well, let me stop you right there because I had a question. I put a video out: loose hands, fast bat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So keep your hands loose, hands loose, hands loose. So when you go to swing, you can snap through the zone. So a couple key things, just simple things that we teach guys, or what I do, is loose hands, and it's three levers all together, working together. When you go to make contact, you want to think hands, shoulders, hips, and throw your hands to the ball. Hands, shoulders, hips, like that.
Just like that.
Finish your swing. And just keep it real simple. Throw your hands to the ball and rotate everything, because that back hip, it helps just trigger everything. Your shoulders, your hands, everything, like that.
Now, and what we usually tell them, what we tell them on our channel is that this has got to be automatic when you get in the game. You can't be thinking about, you got to do it enough over and over that it becomes natural, right?
Yes, and one thing I teach guys a lot to do too, and I recommend, is go hit off a tee. Hit off a tee at a field. I do it all the time. I take a big bag of balls, my tee, put some music on, and I go set up and I hit at a field like we have right here, and I put it in 3 different spots. And the best tee video I can show you to show the location set up the tee, there's a Tony Gwynn tee video. It's on YouTube, lasts about a minute. It shows you the 3 spots where he would set up the tee. I do the same exact thing. It's really, really good. And because if your swing is in the trash can, hitting off a tee is going to expose that. So that tee just helps you stay. It kind of gets rid of a lot of bad habits as well.
Remember, technique number 1, loose hands till contact. Loose hands, fast bat.
Okay, and Mike Dill's second hitting technique, we're going to talk about what he does in BP.
In BP, I learned this, and a lot of senior players remember Dirk Androff. He came and spoke when I was a young player. He was one of the greatest hitters of a generation before me. And he would talk about, he would take his batting practice, he would start out hitting everything to right field. Then once he felt good with that, he'd go to right center, then to center, then to left center, and then to left field. And the reason why he would do that, he would start out going to right field because he keep the bat behind the ball as he's doing it, and he kept his head on the ball. So he was able to do that, and by doing that, you just keep your head on your ball. You don't fly open. You don't develop bad habits. So that's something I still use to this day every time I go out and take batting practice. And then the other thing...
Hold on, Mike. Let me stop you there because one thing to add. When you told me that, I was really interested because I started that about 6 months ago when I started going to right more. And I found when I went to right at the beginning of the practice that I hit the ball better to left later on.
Because you keep your head on the ball.
Yeah, okay.
Because when you start off pulling it, you're jerking your head out, you're doing everything. By doing what we just talked about, Ed, where you hit everything right field, so you bring your hands through before the barrel, look where your head is. Everything is down. If you're trying to start out pulling it, you can do this.
Yeah.
You have a tendency to do that. So staying behind the ball, staying inside the ball, it just creates better habits. And I do the same thing. When I start out there, and when I'm struggling in a game, just say I have a struggle, I have bad, I go back to where I'm best.
Yeah.
Middle to right center.
Yeah.
That way everything is right there and keep my head down.
Yeah, that gives me another point. We're going to stop there 'cause I think that's a good one. That's Mike Dill, technique number 2. We're going to go to 3, but let me talk to you about that for a minute.
Mike number 2 is start in batting practice hitting backside to get your eye on the ball. Keeping your eye on the ball is fundamental to good success in hitting.
Well, Mike, we got two of them down. Let's talk about Mike Dill's number 3. What are you doing in a clutch situation? What's your best thought when you step in that box?
When you go up, biggest thing you got to do is you got to go up there with a game plan to know the situation. And depending, is it a base hit, extra base situation, or are you looking for a home run? But typically what I do is I go up, and we're usually playing against 3 outfielders. I'm looking to go at a light pole in right center field or a light pole in left center field. I'm looking to drive it there. I'm not looking at the infielders. I'm looking to drive it in the grass. And so that way, if it's a pitch middle half away.
And you're dealing with 3 outfielders.
Yes.
So most of the big guys play with 3 outfielders
Yes,
now?
that's correct. Yeah,
Wow.
you don't see very many conventional. So if it's middle away, I'm going to right center. If it's middle half in, I'm going to left center. And you're trying to drive the ball, but I think you gotta look big picture. Don't look at the infielders. Don't try to poke it through. Drive it to the grass, because there's only 3 outfielders out there. It's harder for senior outfielders to cover the ground than an infielder does. Drive it. Go up there
Senior guys need about 5 out there.
Yeah, go up there with a purpose. And what I always tell guys, if you're not going to swing the bat hard, stay at home and cut grass. That's what we got these great bats for, and do things like that.
I think you hit it, swinging hard. Swing hard just in case you hit it.
Yes, that's right.
Number
Hit
3,
it hard.
swing hard. Stay within yourself. Remember to keep your hands, shoulders, and hips in unison on that hard swing. Thanks for watching. Help us get to 1,000. Hit subscribe. If you're not subscribed, send to your friends. Thanks.